Have you ever started a project, be it a quilt, art project, or some other crafting project, or just some project in general, and midway through you think to yourself, what in the world did I get myself into? Well, that is the story of Treasure Heart Creations in a nutshell. I remember I was going on a hike to a waterfall called Escondido Falls, and it's located here in Southern California. And because of the heavy rains and the bad weather that we've been having, it had been a while since I actually ventured out. I've gone to this waterfall before, but at that time, the waterfall was dried up because there was no snow or there was no heavy rainfall. So I wanted to come back to this waterfall because, well, I knew that this time, because of all the heavy rains and all the snow that we've been having, there was actually going to be a waterfall. The trail's not particularly difficult. You do have a few river or stream crossings, but it had been so long since I ventured out that on the trail, you know, I was really struggling. I had to stop a few times, and it wasn't sunny or hot, but I was just in pretty bad physical shape.
Let me take a nice long break when we get to the waterfall. Oh my God.
While on the trail, I took a couple of breaks and I started thinking about Treasure Heart Creations, or this YouTube channel, and what it took to get this channel to where it is today.
Waterfalls in view.
I had to develop a different skill set and had to learn a lot about what goes on into film and video making, as well as how much of a time commitment these things are. It was a struggle. And it still is a struggle. I kind of thought that this particular hike to this waterfall was kind of like a metaphor for my journey with this YouTube channel. It was June of 2021, and I was on my way to Kansas City to attend the Kansas City Regional Quilt Festival. No, wait, let me go back even a little bit further. November 2017, I attended the International Quilt Show in Houston, Texas, and I was meeting a YouTuber, another YouTuber. Most of you, or some of you might know her. She goes by Quilt, and she brought another quilting friend with her, and the three of us rented an Airbnb for the weekend. And one night we were just sitting around the dining table, and we were helping T with a string quilt that she was working on. And we got into the topic about YouTube and quilting. And T mentioned that I should start a YouTube channel. I didn't know if she was serious or if she was just joking around, but just that comment just kind of planted a seed or an idea. And it kind of stuck for me, or it kind of stuck with me for a while. When the world began to shut down in 2019 and 2020 because of the pandemic, I consumed a lot of YouTube videos, like so many other people. The thought of creating my own YouTube channel, it kept coming back, and I kept trying to suppress it or make an excuse. Nah, I don't want to do it. And then it would often come back to me. I gave it some thought, but, I just said no. 2021 came around, and again, I was planning this trip to Kansas City, and it was finally time for me to go. And at that time, I was still thinking about doing YouTube, still a little hesitant about it. Finally, I just decided, you know what, let's just give it a shot. And I'm going to use this Kansas City trip just to do it like a test run. I kind of got myself all excited. I was going to film this entire trip, create a video of all of the adventures that I did, and put it out there on YouTube. Now, At the time, I had no idea how to shoot and edit a video. I mean, I didn't even know how to create a YouTube channel. So basically, I was just really naive about the whole process. All I knew was that I was going to go to Kansas City, I was going to film it, have fun, and put it out there on YouTube. The Kansas City trip was great, and I got to go and visit Missouri Star Quilt Company as they were just reopening the stores due to shutting down during the pandemic. I also spent a considerable amount of time at the Kansas City Regional Quilt Show. It was a great experience all in all. You know, when it was all done, I was ready. I was excited to get back home and I was going to get this video done and share it with the world. But, and that is a big but, now came the hard part of actually putting the video together. And again, I had no idea how to do that. So I had to throw myself into the world of filmmaking and learned, you know, the different camera equipment, how the different editing softwares. But, you know, honestly, I was fine with it because at the time it was exciting to learn this new skill. And with everything, you know, with the lockdown, I found myself having a lot of time. So I needed something to do before I just went stir crazy. It took me about a month to finish that first video. And eventually I did get it done. I didn't upload it and post it onto YouTube right away. Honestly, I was scared. I mean, I kept thinking, what are people gonna think about this video? Was I just gonna be some random weirdo on YouTube? Actually, I am a random weirdo on YouTube, so I don't know what I was afraid of. Was this gonna be just a one-time thing, or was I really gonna make something out of this? All of those questions and all of those doubts kept coming into my mind. You know, in the end, I just kind of said, well, this might be a fun journey. So I kind of closed my eyes and hit the enter key on the keyboard. And on July 16th, 2021, the first Treasure Heart Creations video was officially uploaded on YouTube. And so, yep, I was really doing this. Now, YouTube keeps a number of statistics for content creators so that they can kind of measure how well the video is doing in terms of how many people have watched the video and for how long did they watch the video for. And I was trying to be optimistic with things. You know, maybe this video was going to go viral, or maybe I would become a quilting celebrity someday. But reality kind of set in, and the first 24 hours, only 46 people actually watched the video. And they didn't even watch the entire video. It was only like the first 10 or 20 seconds. I kind of felt bad. And I just remember thinking to myself, am I really that horrible with this? But, you know, I kind of thought, well, I can only get better. So I wasn't going to give up that easy. So I knew if I was going to keep up this channel, I knew that I would have to come up with more content. And if I only did quilting trips, well, I would go broke by the end of the month. So I had to think of something else that I could do and film it. And I remember I had this really wild idea once that I wanted to do 100 quilt blocks in 100 days, where I would sew one block a day and do it for 100 days straight. And I thought maybe I could film that and videotape that. Well, thank goodness common sense kind of kicked in, because it took me 1 month to produce one video. Well, if I have to do 100 of them, well, girl, I'm gonna drop dead, okay? I still needed a challenge and thought, okay, how can I take this concept of 100 quilt blocks in 100 days and modify it to make it fit this situation or this dilemma that I was in? I mean, could I do one video with one quilt block and do that for an entire year? And I kind of thought, yeah, that might be manageable. And it would be challenging, but manageable. So thus, that gave birth to the 52 blocks in 52 weeks challenge. That's how it all started. 52 blocks in 52 weeks. Can I do it? We're gonna die trying. 5 weeks and 5 videos into the series, Treasure Heart Creations grew to over 400 subscribers. And then within 6 months' time, we hit a major milestone of 1,000 subscribers. When I saw that notification, I thought, well, the first thought that came to me was, where in the world did these people come from? And more importantly, why are they watching me? As one subscriber kind of put it to me, she kind of mentioned, you know, Eric, you're teaching in a sometimes very quirky way. Come on, what other creator on YouTube gets up and dances with the neighbors when they're having a party? Well, the neighbors decided to throw a birthday party as soon as I hit the record button. And they had a live band. Yep, today was just not my day. But if there's one thing I know, it's how to improvise. So, we go with the flow. Well, you know what they say, when you can't beat them, join them. Or what other YouTuber will cry when they can't find Jack? Jack, where are you? Come on out. Where could he be? Can't find Jack. Don't know where he's heading. I guess this is a sign that I just need to clean up this quilting space. Yeah. I don't know. Oh wait, what's that? You know, sometimes when you have those moments and you're looking for something and basically you just kind of lose it, and then this happens. You left me alone. But what she mentioned to me was that she could really appreciate the videos because mostly it was just me being real. A lot of creators out there, when they make a mistake, they edit that part out, but not me. I didn't sugarcoat it. I didn't hide it. I just kept it in the video and just made fun of it. I'm not going to screw up and sew the fabrics on wrong. I'm not going to screw up and sew the fabrics on wrong. Oh, crap, I sewed it on wrong. And I tried to keep everything fun and entertaining, but make you or help you learn something at the same time. You know, sometimes my imagination got the best of me and I would take it to the edge, not go over, but just enough or just close enough to the edge. Case in point, my imaginary friend, Miss Lurleen. And you know, yesterday I was talking to my girlfriend and she said, girl, Lurleen, you're supposed to be following the rules. And I said, no, honey, this is improv. You break the rules. She said, what? I said, yeah. She said, no. I said, we doing improv today, so we gonna break the rules. Hey, Google, name a quilt block I can sew tonight.
Cleopatra's Fan, Bear Paw, Log Cabin, Pinwheel, Hourglass, Strips, Crumb Block, Curve, Tennessee Tulip, Missouri Star.
Hey Google, you are cray-cray with the side of stupid if you think I'm going to sew all of that.
I guess you have issues.
Oh no, you didn't. It wasn't always fun and games though. Sometimes, you know, life just throws a curveball at you and somehow you just have to manage it. And there were times where I was up at 4 a.m. in the morning just filming the next video. And you know, I also had that health scare when I found out that I was a type 2 diabetic. You know, there were also times where I was late with the weekly video due to scheduling or just me being overwhelmed and tired. You know, honestly, I felt bad when I couldn't get a video out because I knew people were kind of counting on the videos being there. I could tell that people were actually following along because they were posting pictures of their quilt blocks on Facebook as each video came out. So I knew people were watching. I knew people were doing the blocks right alongside with me. And I often thought to myself, I must have been out of my mind when I started this. Even though I may have fell short or didn't deliver, so many of the subscribers just didn't jump ship and they stuck around patiently, just waiting. And I appreciate that. At times, I would get so overwhelmed, and I would often ask myself, why am I doing this again? And well, the answer time and time again was because of all of the subscribers or the people that were watching, my treasured hearties, as I would call them. I know that there are so many YouTube channels that they could be following and so many other creators out there. And yet these individuals, these treasured hearties, they took a chance on this quilting YouTube weirdo and hit the subscribe button. Some of them took the time to comment on the videos. Some even joined the Facebook group. They have been, they always will be the reason why I spend time doing everything that I do on this channel. Knowing that they are out there watching and creating right alongside with me, well, that's enough for me to work through my issues and just keep going. And even though these days I'm not producing as many videos, I'm putting twice the amount of effort into each video to make it hopefully more enjoyable and hopefully an overall better experience. Going back to that hike to Escondido Falls, at one point I had to stop and catch my breath and rest a little bit because I was just feeling so dizzy and lightheaded. And I remember thinking to myself, am I going to be able to actually reach the finish line and reach the waterfall and see the waterfall? And at that moment, I just made this determination that no matter what, I was going to reach the finish line and I was going to enjoy that waterfall. And much like that hike, I was kind of thinking that the journey in creating and running Treasure Heart Creations, well, it was kind of the same dilemma. I mean, there were obstacles in the way, but, I just buckled down and just worked my way through them and came out on the other end. So this hike was, I was just thinking to myself, it really was a metaphor for everything that I had gone through in creating and running Treasure Heart Creations. So here we are, 2 years after that first video, and Treasure Heart Creations has accomplished a number of milestones, now with more than 2,000 subscribers and more than 100,000 views on this channel. And so to commemorate these milestones, I wanted to create something dedicated to all of the subscribers, or the treasured hearties as I would call them. I remember the video for block number 5 in the 52 blocks, 52 weeks series. We did the Friendship Star, and there was a reason why I specifically chose that block at that time, and it was my way of saying thank you to all of those that had subscribed to the channel at that time. And so when I was kind of thinking, well, what can I do at this moment to say thank you again? And I thought, well, maybe I should make a whole quilt with that Friendship Star block. And so that is the reason for this Friendship Star quilt behind me. Over the past 2 years, it's been an incredible journey filled with a lot of great moments, a lot of hardships too. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Was I afraid? Yeah, you betcha. But I conquered those fears, and I can say that I am proud of what I'm proud of what we accomplished together with all the treasured hearties. I've learned a lot, but like the hike to Escondido Falls, the creation of this channel called Treasure Heart Creations reminded me of this all-important lesson. It's not about the end result or the destination. That stuff's just the icing on the cake. It's about the journey that you take, the obstacles that you encounter on your way. That's what's important. because you grow from those experiences. And along the way, you know, you meet others that are taking the same journey with you, and they'll support you, they'll encourage you, or, you know, you encourage each other. So to all the treasured Hardies, past, present, and future, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for all your support through all of my craziness. Thank you for joining me on this journey. But most of all, I'd like to thank you for believing and encouraging me to keep creating. We've accomplished a lot in 2 years, and I can't wait to see what adventures lie in the future.